When I was 16, I watched a friend lose everything. His girlfriend, his confidence, even his sense of self, all because he was too nice. He did everything right. Held the door, paid the bills, listened, forgave, waited. But the world didn't reward him for it. It crushed him. And for the first time, I asked myself the question that still haunts millions of people. Why do nice guys always finish last? If you've ever been overlooked, used, or left behind while someone colder, louder, or more ruthless got the win, you felt it too. That quiet ache that whispers, maybe I'm just too kind for this world. But what if the truth isn't that kindness is weak? What if you've just been playing the wrong game? Because power isn't about being cruel. It's about understanding how the world actually works. And by the end of this video, you'll see exactly why the psychology of power explains everything about why the nice guy always loses. Until he doesn't. See, the problem starts young. We're taught to be liked before we're taught to be respected. We learn that pleasing people equals safety, approval, love. Teachers praise the quiet kid. Parents beam at the obedient one. But here's the first crack in that fairy tale. Likability and power don't coexist easily. The need to be liked makes you predictable. And predictability, in psychology, equals vulnerability. When you're always the one who says yes, the world learns it can write your script for you. That's not kindness. It's surrender disguised as virtue. Picture it. The friend who never says no to helping you move. The coworker who stays late while others clock out. The partner who tolerates disrespect because they don't want to argue. They're not gaining love. They're bleeding self-respect. Because power, real power, isn't about dominance. It's about boundaries. And here's where it gets painful. Nice guys aren't actually nice. They're agreeable. There's a difference. Niceness says, I'll do whatever it takes for you to like me. Kindness says, I'll do what's right, even if you don't. The first is manipulation. The second is strength. Most people confuse them. I learned this the hard way. Back then, I thought empathy meant always understanding others, never myself. I thought compromise was maturity. I thought patience was virtue. Until one day, a mentor looked me dead in the eye and said, "You don't have boundaries. You have excuses." I laughed. Then I realized he was right. Because every time I said, "It's fine," when it wasn't, I was teaching people how to treat me. Psychologists call it the reciprocity trap, the belief that being nice guarantees fairness. But life doesn't operate on karma. It operates on leverage. Power dynamics are psychological currencies. Every yes you give without value in return, every time you swallow your anger to keep the peace, you're paying a silent tax. The tax of invisibility. And invisibility is the death of influence. But here's the twist no one tells you. Power isn't the opposite of kindness. It's its amplifier. Without power, kindness is charity. With power, kindness is leadership. The difference is self-respect. Watch any truly powerful person, Mandela, Oprah, Musk, even your assertive coworker, they all have one thing in common. They're not afraid of disapproval. Because when your self-worth depends on external validation, you're already enslaved by it. We think being nice makes us loved. But people don't respect those who always agree. They respect those who define reality. The psychology behind this runs deep. Dominance hierarchies exist even in our tone of voice, eye contact, and posture. When someone senses you fear conflict, their brain tags you as lower status. Not consciously, but biologically. The human brain is wired to follow confidence, not compliance. So why do nice guys finish last? Because they're playing the moral game in a competitive arena. They assume fairness is the default when in truth fairness is negotiated. The assertive ask for what they want. The agreeable hope for it. And hope is a terrible strategy. But here's where everything flips. When a nice guy learns to combine empathy with assertiveness, something incredible happens. He becomes magnetic. His kindness stops being a weakness and turns into influence. Because now, people feel safe and led. That's the psychology of power, respect first, affection second, not the other way around. Think about the moments in your life when you felt the most powerful. It wasn't when everyone liked you. It was when you stood your ground. When you said no, even though your voice shook. When you protected your time, your peace, your worth. That's what power feels like. It's not loud, it's rooted, it's calm, it's clarity. Here's the truth that broke me when I finally understood it. People treat you the way you teach them to. Not because they're cruel, but because your silence trains them. Every time you avoid conflict, you build resentment. Every time you chase approval, you lose authenticity. Every time you suppress anger, you hand your control away. The paradox of power is that the less you need approval, the more influence you gain. Because confidence isn't about thinking you better, it is about knowing you can walk away. And when you no longer fear losing people, they sense it. You stop orbiting others like a moon desperate for gravity and start becoming the center of your own system. So no, nice guys don't finish last because they're kind. They finish last because they've mistaken passivity for peace, because they think avoiding tension builds connection. But true connection only thrives where truth exists, and truth often requires friction. The world doesn't need fewer nice people. It needs more powerful ones, people who are kind enough to care, but strong enough to lead. Who can say, "I understand you," without saying, "I'll disappear for you." If you've ever been the nice one, the people pleaser, the conflict avoider, this is your wake-up call. Kindness isn't about being liked. It's about being real, and being real will cost you approval, but it will earn you respect. So the next time you feel yourself shrinking to fit in, remember this. The most powerful version of you isn't the one who bends. It's the one who stands. And if this hit you the way it hit me, send it to someone who needs to stop apologizing for their strength. Because somewhere out there, another nice guy is learning that finishing last was never his destiny. It was just his strategy. If you made it this far, you're exactly the kind of person this channel is for. I make videos about the hidden psychology behind human behavior and the quiet truths that shape who we become. So if that's your thing, hit subscribe. You won't want to miss what's coming next.